The story begins on a mysterious island in the middle of the ocean, where a massive stadium was packed with people. All eyes were fixed on the staff standing in front. At that moment, a 3-meter-long shark was slowly pulled up as bait at the staff signal. A boy sitting there realized something big was about to happen. He immediately called for his older brother, and as his brother looked up, a gigantic creature suddenly emerged from the water. At that instant, the viewing platform began to slowly descend into the ground. In fact, an even more dangerous show awaited them. As the platform reached the bottom, the massive creature became clearly visible, increasing the excitement of the crowd. Amidst loud applause, the creature, named Mosasaurus, swallowed the shark in one swift motion. In the future world, a tech company had resurrected dinosaurs using gene technology and bought an entire island to make money. All the dinosaurs were kept on that island, transforming it into Jurassic World Park. Due to the dinosaurs, this island quickly became the world's largest tourist spot, attracting millions of visitors every year. However, after 20 years of safety, the dinosaurs became as mundane as elephants in a zoo, leading to a decline in public interest. To stop the dwindling profits and rising costs, Dr. Wu and his team created a new monster dinosaur by mixing the genes of different animals, naming it Indominus Rex. This dinosaur was designed to rekindle public interest, but no one anticipated that this dinosaur would become the biggest threat to the entire park. At that moment, the park owner visited Indominus Rex and discovered that this dinosaur was larger and more cunning than expected, having attempted to break the glass enclosure multiple times. Alarmed by its dangerous intelligence, the owner called in Owen, a retired Navy trainer, for a security check. Owen had previously worked in the Navy and was now responsible for training dinosaurs. At that time, he was working in the raptor area, trying to control the raptors using his Navy training experience. Surprisingly, he was managing to control those dangerous raptors. But then, an accident occurred when a new feeder tried to catch a small pig. During that time, a raptor lunged at him, dragging him straight into the enclosure, and in the next moment, all the raptors focused their attention on that employee, putting him in imminent danger. In that critical moment, Owen quickly opened the gate and rushed inside, standing in front of the new employee while continuously commanding the raptors to back off. After much effort, Owen's fellow employees managed to pull him out. But at that moment, the raptors crouched down, preparing to hunt, and Owen realized his life was now in danger. So, he kept giving commands while slowly backing away. Just as the gate was about to close, he rolled out just in time, saving his life. After that, Claire took Owen to see Indominus Rex and explained that it was a secret hybrid made from T-Rex genes, raised alone since childhood. Hearing this, Owen warned that loneliness could make it dangerous. He immediately requested to see the dinosaur, but surprisingly, even after feeding it, Indominus was nowhere to be seen, causing everyone to become anxious. The monitoring system also failed to detect any heat signals, as if the massive beast had vanished into thin air. Then Owen noticed large claw marks on the wall and deduced that perhaps Indominus had escaped through the wall. Upon hearing this, Claire's face turned pale. She immediately decided to return to the control center and instructed the team to alert and track the location chip embedded in Indominus's body. Meanwhile, Owen and the guards approached the wall to see how Indominus had escaped. But then, a terrifying message came from the control center that the location chip showed Indominus was still inside. Hearing this, everyone panicked because at that moment, the three of them were still examining those claw marks. The control room staff quickly called the guards, urging them to get out of there fast. As soon as Owen heard this, he turned and sprinted toward the inner gate. But then, the last guard saw Indominus heading straight towards where Owen was running. In the chaos, the dinosaur suddenly attacked a guard. Panicking, the second guard reached the gate by the wall and opened it immediately. When he saw his partner had been killed by Indominus, he panicked and fled through the gate without thinking. Owen continued to run with all his strength and managed to escape just before the gate closed. But Indominus took advantage of the small gap left in the gate, smashed it open, and emerged outside. In that dangerous moment, Owen quickly slid to the ground and hid under a car, then turned around to keep an eye on the dinosaur's every move. From the sound of its heavy footsteps, he realized Indominus was now heading towards the guards. At that moment, the guard hiding behind the car was so terrified that he could barely breathe. Suddenly, Indominus appeared like a monster and swallowed the guard whole in one swift motion. To save himself, Owen quickly cut the fuel tank of the car and let the gasoline flow out to confuse Indominus with its scent, hoping it wouldn't be able to smell him. Moments later, Indominus lost track of his presence and let out a loud roar before abruptly leaving the area. But now, this dangerous dinosaur was free from human captivity. This caused panic among everyone in the control room. At that moment, they learned that Indominus was heading towards the visitor area, which was about 5,000 meters away, where approximately 20,000 people were present. Upon hearing this, Claire prepared to sound the alarm in that area. But then, the owner standing nearby immediately stopped her, knowing that once the warning was issued, the entire park would have to be shut down, raising questions about security and potentially leading to the park's closure. Therefore, the owner was confident that the security team could handle the dinosaur. Meanwhile, a team of soldiers had arrived at the location where the tracking chip indicated Indominus was located. But even after arriving, they couldn't find Indominus anywhere. Then, the team leaders saw that the tracker was lying on the ground, detached from Indominus's body. Suddenly, drops of blood mysteriously began to fall on his hand. Seeing this, everyone looked up in fear, and what they saw shocked them. Indominus had camouflaged itself in the surrounding environment using chameleon genes. Just as the team leader was about to flee, Indominus caught him. The remaining guards immediately raised their stun guns and began firing. But in the next moment, Indominus crushed the team leader under its massive foot, killing him instantly. The other guards rushed forward, continuously firing electric shots at Indominus. However, one by one, Indominus mercilessly took them down, and in less than a minute, many lives were lost. Upon hearing this news, Owen angrily warned Claire that Indominus was a monster that didn't even know what it truly was, and if it escaped into the wild, it would start killing every living thing to survive. Therefore, they would have to use real weapons to stop it. But Claire didn't want to see her hard-earned park turn into a battlefield. For this reason, she rejected Owen's advice. Hearing this, Owen stormed out of the control room. But for the safety of over 20,000 people in the park, Claire ultimately decided to sound the alarm throughout the park. At that moment, the two brothers were about to enjoy a project in the park, and as soon as their tour car started, the staff received a danger warning. Therefore, they immediately stopped all other tour cars. But strangely, the brothers' car did not stop, and slowly continued deeper into the park. In this area, various herbivorous dinosaurs roamed freely, such as the three-horned Triceratops, the large plated Stegosaurus, and the long-necked Brachiosaurus. All these dinosaurs were quite calm. But suddenly, a warning blared inside the tour car, indicating a system malfunction, and that the vehicle would now return to the hotel on its own. However, the older brother did not want to return. Moreover, both of them were the nephews of Claire, the park's operations manager. Therefore, they had a special access wristband, allowing him to take control of the system and drive deeper into the park with his younger brother. Meanwhile, Claire suddenly remembered her nephews and immediately called her older nephew. But at that moment, the network went down. So she anxiously asked the staff if all the tour cars had returned. Upon checking, it turned out that only one tour car had not returned yet, and that was the one with her nephews. Hearing this, Claire panicked and immediately ordered the rescue team to go there. But the rescue team was already busy, so she had no choice but to seek help from Owen. Meanwhile, the two brothers had reached the last part of the park's tour area when they noticed that the fence ahead had been broken by something powerful. Shortly after, they arrived in a dense forest area where several Ankylosaurus were roaming, and at first glance, they could see 4 of them. But the younger brother insisted that there were 5, so the older brother began counting again carefully. Just then, they realized that the shadow reflected in the car's glass was not the 5th dinosaur, but Indominus Rex, which had silently approached them. With a loud roar, it kicked the car, sending both brothers flying several feet away. As the older brother panicked and attempted a futile escape, the heavy tail of an Ankylosaurus struck the car, flipping it over and sending it tumbling away. Indominus Rex thought the Ankylosaurus was stealing its prey, so it immediately attacked, and a fierce battle ensued between the two. When it tried to bite the Ankylosaurus, its strong skin caused Indominus's teeth to rattle. In a fit of rage, it struck deep into the Ankylosaurus's back with its sharp claws, ultimately killing it in one swift motion. Seeing all this, both brothers trembled in fear, and at that moment, Claire's phone rang again. Hearing the phone sound, Indominus suddenly became aware of the prey inside the car, and after staring for a moment, gripped the car with its claws. Then it opened its massive mouth, attempting to swallow it whole. But when it struggled to do so, it resorted to cunning tactics. It grabbed the car with its teeth and began slamming it violently against the ground. Just as the glass was about to shatter, the older brother seized the opportunity, unbuckled his seatbelt, and pulled his younger brother out of the car. However, their actions did not escape Indominus's keen eyes, and it immediately began to pursue them. Fortunately, there was a small waterfall ahead, but as Indominus approached, it opened its massive mouth. Just in time, both brothers jumped into the waterfall, escaping its grasp. At that moment, Claire also arrived in the jungle. But after a short while, she realized that the situation had completely changed. The ground was littered with the bodies of dinosaurs killed by Indominus. This confirmed Owen's belief that Indominus would not leave anything alive. Soon, they found the tour car in which the two brothers had been sitting. But when Claire saw the broken car and the mobile phone lying on the ground, she feared that Indominus had eaten her nephews. This thought devastated her. Just then, Owen noticed footprints on the ground leading to the waterfall. Upon reaching there, he deduced that the boys were alive and had likely escaped from there. Hearing this, Claire felt a little relief, but at that moment, the staff in the control room discovered another dangerous fact. Due to the park's alarm, over 20,000 people had gathered in the resort area, and Indominus was rapidly heading toward that resort to hunt. This made it clear that a massive disaster was about to unfold. Reluctantly, the park owner finally decided that he would have to use heavy weapons. However, due to a shortage of staff, the owner took it upon himself to fly a helicopter and hunt Indominus with heavy weaponry. When the team located Indominus, they immediately opened fire without delay. The intense firing caused Indominus to flee into the area of flying dinosaurs. There, 50-inch and 100-inch flying dinosaurs began to scatter in all directions, causing chaos across the island. Suddenly, one of the soldiers firing was pulled out by a flying dinosaur, and another was killed upon colliding with a dinosaur. Just then, the helicopter began to lose control and crash down, leading to the demise of our wealthy character, Irfan Khan. Suddenly, all the flying dinosaurs appeared in front of them. Seeing them approach, Owen quickly began to flee into the jungle with Claire. Meanwhile, the two brothers were escaping from the jungle using the abandoned car. But the younger brother noticed that flying dinosaurs were following them closely. Sensing danger, he urged his older brother to drive faster. Finally, they reached the park's entrance gate, where the staff spotted them. After receiving a message from her nephew, Claire and Owen also emerged from the jungle and found a car, deciding to meet at the resort. Meanwhile, all the park rides were immediately shut down, forcing all visitors to stay at the resort. Suddenly, an emergency notice was broadcast, instructing people to hide immediately. At first, people were confused about what was happening, but as soon as they saw the flying dinosaurs in the sky, everything became clear. Panic ensued as everyone began to flee in all directions. Meanwhile, the two brothers reached the resort and collided with Claire's assistant. Unfortunately, just as the assistant was about to take them away, a flying dinosaur grabbed her and threw her into the lake. Unbeknownst to the dinosaur, this was the territory of Mosasaurus, and inadvertently, they all plunged into the water, continuously attacking the woman. The two brothers were terrified watching all this. Just as the flying dinosaurs attempted to take off, Mosasaurus suddenly emerged from the water, opened its mouth, and swallowed the girl along with the dinosaur. Seeing this, the frightened brothers began searching for a hiding place. But just then, the security team arrived and fired tranquilizer guns, forcing the flying dinosaurs to retreat temporarily, providing some relief to the resort area. However, the situation was about to worsen because, as soon as the military officer arrived, he took full control and seized the opportunity to initiate his real plan. In reality, he wanted to hunt the dangerous dinosaur with the help of raptors to prove that these raptors could become a weapon for the military. When Owen learned of this, he rushed there and angrily punched the officer, as he had raised the raptors since childhood and did not want to throw them into a dangerous mission. But now, the lives of over 20,000 people in the park were at stake. Attack immediately, but revealed the presence of humans to Indominus. Seeing this, Owen sensed something was off. He suddenly realized that Indominus likely had raptor DNA in its body, which allowed it to communicate with the raptors. The officer in the control room panicked upon seeing this. He immediately ordered all soldiers to open fire. This is where the situation completely unraveled, because the plan to eliminate Indominus had inadvertently turned the raptors against the humans. But when the soldiers saw the dinosaurs running into the jungle, they also began to chase after them. Within minutes, the entire team was nearly wiped out in the raptor attack, and Claire was left in a state of panic. Just then, a soldier emerged who had just escaped from the raptors. But as he was about to get into a car, a raptor attacked him from behind. This scene terrified the brothers in the car. Seeing the situation deteriorate, Claire quickly started the car and sped away. But just then, another raptor suddenly charged toward them. The car door was open, and at any moment the raptor could reach them. In a panic, they grabbed nearby containers and began throwing them out of the car to block the raptor's path. However, the raptor easily dodged them and continued to pursue the vehicle. Claire saw in the mirror that the raptor was closing in on them. So she suddenly swerved the steering wheel and crashed the car into the raptor, knocking it down. But at that moment, another raptor got extremely close to the brothers. In a panic, they struck it with an electric stick. Just then, Owen arrived on the scene. Then everyone quickly made their way toward the control room. Meanwhile, the officer in the control room, seeing that the operation had completely failed, was not angry, but rather pleased as he headed to the lab. However, when Owen and the others reached the lab, they were shocked to find that all the staff had already fled by helicopter. Just then, in the doctor's private office, they discovered the true secret of Indominus's genes. In reality, dozens of different creatures' genes had been mixed within this monster. Once this truth came to light, the officer also emerged. He clearly stated that this was all part of his plan, and that he was responsible for creating such a dangerous animal. But before he could finish his statement, a pack of raptors suddenly arrived at the scene, and in the next moment, one raptor lunged directly at the officer. Terrified, the officer attempted to use the same method Owen had employed to train the raptors. But just then, the raptor attacked him. Seeing this, Owen, Claire, and the children quickly fled the lab. Suddenly, the remaining 3 raptors appeared, surrounding them from all sides. One of these raptors had blue stripes on its body and was named Blue, the leader of the entire pack. Owen looked into her eyes and realized she was not his enemy. So he immediately removed the control device from her head. Just then, Indominus arrived with heavy footsteps and slowly approached them. But what happened next was unexpected. Indominus attempted to command the raptors to attack the humans. However, Blue suddenly turned to Owen as if she remembered something, and instead of attacking the humans, she signaled Owen to run away. Then she turned to Indominus and let out a furious roar. This infuriated Indominus even more. It swung its massive tail and threw Blue several meters away. But as soon as her 2 sisters saw their leader fighting, they immediately turned and launched a fierce attack. However, against Indominus Rex's massive body and formidable strength, their attack proved to be very weak, and in no time, both raptors were killed in the fight. In this extremely dangerous moment, Claire suddenly had an idea. She immediately contacted her colleague in the control room and instructed him to open enclosure number 9, because they needed an even more powerful dinosaur to defeat this formidable creature. As soon as the enclosure opened, the first dangerous T-Rex, created 20 years ago, emerged. Cleverly, Claire soon led T-Rex to face Indominus Rex, and thus began a terrifying battle between the 2 giants. When T-Rex clashed with the strange hybrid, it reminded Indominus Rex who the real boss was. However, during the fierce fight, due to the difference in strength and Indominus Rex's deadly claws, the aging T-Rex began to weaken. At that perilous moment, Blue returned and quickly jumped into the fight. Her agile body distracted Indominus Rex for a moment, allowing T-Rex to attack. With both of their help, T-Rex finally found the right opportunity and hurled Indominus Rex away with all its might. But the sound of this tremendous clash immediately caught the attention of the ocean's true predator, and suddenly the massive Mosasaurus leaped out of the water. With lightning speed, it grabbed Indominus Rex by the neck in its jaws and dragged it deep into the ocean, bidding farewell to Indominus Rex forever.